Hello everyone, I'm Laurel and welcome to my channel. I thought I'd make a coaster today, and I actually drew up my own little flower that I'm going to place in the center here. I did this on Procreate on my iPad, and the reason I did that was because I wanted to test out my new Epson Eco Tank. I didn't go like real fancy with it. I'm still learning how to use this one, and it's the ET2850. So I printed it out. I was happy with the way it looks, but I still have to do a few adjustments. And then I also used a self-adhesive laminating sheet and put it over the top, cut it out, and then on the back I used some Mod Podge just in case. I didn't want anything messing this up other than messing it up myself. And then I have these flowers, and they're just all multiple different colors. I think I'm going to do these, which are purple and pink, and they sort of match that. And I'm just going to use those for the border, so those are just going to go around in here. And then I have white mica powder for the back layer, you know, and I have my mixing bowl, mixing utensil, and I have some tweezers. So let's get started. All right, so first I'm going to do a thin layer all around the border. All right, so now I'm just checking for bubbles. I see a few. Trying to see. It's hard to see, but I see a few down towards the bottom, so I'm just going to push them up. Some it looked like they popped, and some are just staying along the bottom. Okay, and then I'm just going to get my lighter and go around. Well, I don't know what's with that lighter, but let's use this one. Go around the edge, make sure all those bubbles pop. Looks like it. Might see a few more. They're just sticking to the bottom. Actually, oop, that's a big one. All right, so I'm just gonna. All right, so I got that. So now I'm just gonna add these flowers in, and I'm just, oops, didn't mean to do that. I'm just gonna add them in randomly and then just get them into that area. I don't want them anyplace else except that area. Okay, I'm just checking to make sure that they're going all the way around. Now, I do have quite a mess here, which is okay. I'll clean that up in a second. But I just want to make sure all these are pushed down. They're like kind of hanging around the side there. And I just want to get those pushed down a little bit. Now you can also use mica powder if you want to do the border. I just wanted my flowers on there. Okay, so I'm going to finish pushing these in and cleaning up what's on my desk. And then I'm going to cure this for 60 seconds and I'll be right back. Alright, so now that it's cured, I can add more clear resin into it. And I just want a little thin layer on here before I place the picture in. Now this project would be great for 2-part epoxy. I'm just using UV resin for this. And I'm just keeping it a nice even flow so there won't be too many bubbles. I do see this little thing here, which I don't want. Okay, I can't get it, so I'm going to have to use my tweezers. Oop. Just push it over the side there. All right. I see a few bubbles, so I'm just going to go around real quick and pop them. It's hard to see. There's one. And there's one. Okay, that one's right on top here, so I'm just going to push it over and pop it. Okay, so it looks good. There's one there. You can rotate it a little bit just to make sure that you got all the bubbles. And then I'm going to cure this for, I'm going to say, I'll do it 180 seconds since it's a little bit thicker. And then I'll be right back. Okay, so now that it's cured, I want to add the flower in. So I think what I'll do is just do another layer right here, just so I can put the flower in. Now remember, you need a little room just to do that top layer of white. Now it's kind of curling up a little bit, so I'm just kind of working it with my fingers so it uncurls and it's more flat. And then I'm going to place it in here. Now I just want to make sure that it's in the spot that I want it. I can't tell. Okay, so now I'm going to cure it for 60 seconds and I'll be right back. Alright, since that's curing, I'm going to mix up my white. And I'll need a good amount. I may have to mix up two, but I'm not really sure yet. I think that should be enough. Wipe this off. I might need more, but right now I'm just going to start with this amount. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need more white in here just because I want more coverage. I don't want it so it's translucent. I want it so it's like an opaque white. So I put a little bit too much in this mixing bowl just because it's got the pouring spout and it is so close to the pouring spout, and I'm just being very careful stirring this so that I don't have it spill over that little pouring spout. Okay, so I think this should be good. And so here's the piece. I'm just trying to make sure that there's no spots. Well, there might be. So I'm going to have to add a little bit more of the clear before I put in the white. And I also have to get the bubbles out of the white. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. It did curl up a little bit, which I'm not happy about, but there's really nothing that you can do, especially if you're painting on the Mod Podge, because I'll tell you that when you put the laminate over it, it's much better. It doesn't curl up, it lays flat. See a few bubbles there, and I also have bubbles here. Let's just set that aside, and I'm going to cure this for another I'll say 60 seconds, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the reason I put that next layer on, I don't know where these little things are coming from. They're just on something and getting stuck in here. Just little parts from the flowers. But the reason I added another layer was because it was curling up. Now, you can have this planned out perfectly in your mind how you want it, but sometimes there are little mishaps like where it curls up. And the reason I added more was because I wanted to make sure that where it curled up, that there was resin, clear resin underneath, because once you pour that white in there and it's curled up, it'll cover up part of that flower. So right now, I'm just going to give this another little mix just to make sure. And then since I did that, the next layer of the clear, I'm going to need less of the white. So I might not have to mix up two of these. I might need only one. We'll see. Oh, I may need some more. Let's see where this goes. Still flowing. and it's not quite to the top, so we will need a little more. So I'm only going to do half this time. And I can see that it's spreading nicely, but it's still not quite to the top. So let me just get a little more here. Okay, I think I might need just a touch more in there. All right, so let's pour this in. Okay, and let's see. It's taking its time to go around the edges and everything, so I'm just going to let it do that, and then once it's done finishing going around the edges, let me see, I will cure this for, I'm going to do a full cure for 5 minutes and then turn it over and do the other side for 5 minutes, and I will be back. Alright, so I've had it curing for a while, so let's remove it from the mold. Okay, well, I think it turned out pretty. The only thing is, when I painted the Mod Podge onto the back of this, it made some kind of like lines or like a staining to it. Maybe I should have just laminated it and let it be just the way it was. But all in all, I think it turned out really pretty. Of course, I'm not going to give this to anybody. I'm going to keep it for myself and use it for my own coaster. Now, the back is perfect. It's a little bit rough on the edges. Now, you can file those if you want, or you can just get a piece of felt. I would get white felt and put it on the back and just use some hot glue or just E6000 and glue that on, and then that way you don't have to worry about your surface getting scratched up. So I think this turned out good. I just don't like the fact with the Mod Podge it left that staining, so I wish that didn't happen. But I think it turned out really pretty, and you know, as far as testing out my printer, I think it, you know, worked fairly well also. I just made a very simple flower for this. You can also, if you have photographs of flowers, you could just print those out and use that. That would work great. Also, maybe if I used a heavier paper, I just used a regular piece of printer paper. Now, if you did cardstock, I don't think if you painted the back it would do this strange like discoloration on it. But I think it turned out well. And if you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and press the bell for notifications for upcoming videos. Also, in the description box, you will find a link to my Etsy shop, which is Creations by Laurel. And you'll also find links to my jewelry, my artwork, and my photography. Thank you again for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.